Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy superfan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube, and Instagram with new episodes on Tuesdays. All right, it's showtime.
We're almost halfway through the season.
Yeah, this is episode
11. Oh, this is halfway
11.
through, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're so close. And things we have a episode here and there where it's like kind of like a palate cleanser here and there. But, there's a lot to cover. So we for the most part, like our episodes are just like full steam ahead.
It's gonna move. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, Buffy has her little show that she puts on for the girls. It's a one-woman show. All right, so Showtime originally aired January 7th, 2003, written by David Fury and directed by Michael Grossman. And the synopsis is, more potential slayers arrive in Sunnydale and Buffy's house is overrun with visitors. Meanwhile, the Uber Vamp becomes more of a worry for Buffy as he is still guarding the cave where Spike is kept captive, and it becomes apparent the Uber Vamp will be coming after the young Slayer wannabes at the bidding of the First. Anya and Giles visit an oracle of sorts who they hope will provide with information on the First and how to defeat it. That was very thorough. Very thorough. Buffy.fandom.com. Demons.com. I go to demons. Okay. All right. So we start off the episode at the bus station.
Mm-hmm. There's a girl getting off a bus.
Yeah, girl getting off a bus, kind of looking around. It's night, of course.
That's scary.
Kind of everybody leaves and she's like, okay. And then we see the bringers immediately like surround her. And she doesn't really even try to like defend herself. She just kind of cowers. And thankfully Buffy gets there in time, kills the bringers and says, oh, you're Rona, right? We were expecting you. And she's like, yeah, it's me. So obviously she's a potential slayer coming to Sunnydale. We probably could have figured out. And she says, I thought I was supposed to be safe here. And she's like, you are. She's
safer.
She's like, you'll be safe now that I'm with you. And she's like, well, the next time you get attacked. And she's like, what do you mean the next time? And she's like, yeah, well, welcome to the Hellmouth.
Welcome to the Hellmouth, exactly.
Welcome to the Hellmouth. So we go to the credits, and we come back, and we're at Buffy's, and we're at Willow's room. Willow's sleeping on the floor,
and
uncomfortably.
Kennedy's trying to seduce her.
Yeah, she's like, oh, look, I got this big old bed to myself. Like, why'd you come up here? There's plenty of room. Like, you don't look very comfortable. And Willow is not comfortable. She's like, no, it's great.
I'm so comfortable. This is
firm.
I like it.
Good for my back. Like, yeah, she's like, it's okay. And she's like, well, you seem like worried or what? You seem something's bothering you. She's like, well, Buffy's out, so I'm worried about that. And we find out that Kennedy comes from a very rich family. Because she's like, it's going to get really...
2 wings in their house?
Yeah.
Or multiple wings.
Multiple wings. And only 1 wing at their Hampton summer house. Oh because they're talking about the house is starting going to get really crowded. And she's like, yeah, I never had to share with my sibling because we hit their bedroom is a different wing.
Wild.
Yeah. And saying, like, yeah, a lot of girls are coming. More girls are coming. And Kennedy talks to Willow about doing a magic trick, because she's like, oh, I heard you like do magic. And Willow she doesn't get annoyed, but she's kind of like, no, I'm not going to do a trick. Like, let's just go to bed.
Well, also, it's not a magic trick. Like, it's, like, she's not like a magician.
Yeah, she told her, like, pull a rabbit out of a hat or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah. So, Kennedy's just very ignorant about magic, obviously. So we go to the sleepover downstairs, where all the other girls are in the living room, and they're all talking about Annabelle. Because there's new girls, so like, what's her name? The British one.
There's
the other British
Eve,
one.
And then, I don't know.
Chloe, Eve, but okay.
I'm having a hard time keeping track of their names.
Yeah. But they're telling them about Annabelle, how Annabelle, like, was always, like, seemed very level-headed and, like...
Yeah, she did, actually.
Control your fear mantra,
yeah.
But then she ran off and got herself killed. And they're like, I hope Buffy was able to get this new girl. Maybe she didn't make it there in time.
Well, yeah, it's like this Eve girl who's like planting little seeds of doubt.
Mm-hmm. She's like, maybe she didn't get there in time.
Yeah.
And then Xander is sleeping on the couch, or he's trying to sleep on the couch, while Andrew is tied to a chair. And Xander tells them, "Can you guys be quiet? Can you guys, like, I need my 90 minutes of sleep that I get every
You guys
night."
might not need hours of sleep as potentials, but normal mortals.
He says, "I need my 90 minutes of sleep." Um, so Buffy and Rona arrive, and Buffy's surprised that everybody's still up. And she said, okay, she had a welcoming party there, so that means that, and Giles comes out and everyone's gathering with the new arrival, and she says, this means that the first knows the Slayers are coming to Sunnydale.
Yep.
Because they're hanging out at the bus stop, they're doing all this, the bus station.
Yep.
And they kind of get Rona settled, and then Giles is saying, like, okay, like, I've exhausted all the, with the council gone, I've exhausted all of my kind of like
his research,
his resources, but all we really have is the Watcher's records. And he says, but all we really have is the Watcher's records. Anya says, I've tried to talk to the demon community, and they were not having it with me, or they don't know anything.
She's got squat.
And then we still don't know how to kill the Turrican.
And get Spike.
And how are we going to get to Spike? That's like, how are we going to get to Spike if we don't defeat this?
Yeah.
And then Eve says, hey, guy, we've been talking, Buffy, and we want to know, like, what the plan is. It doesn't seem like there is any plan. Like, we need to know the plan. And then Giles says there is one thing they could do. They could go to Beljox's eye. And Buffy's like, what's Botox's eye? But Anya's very much like, no, we should not go there. It's an oracle in a dark dimension, like more like a sucking void. And Giles says, hey, like, maybe it'll know something. And Buffy's like, I need anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, we need any information we can get because Spike is running out of time. So at the cave, Spike is tied to a wall, and a bringer comes up to him with a knife, tries to stab him.
Yeah.
But Spike manages to overtake the bringer and like get out of his hold.
Breaks his chains.
And then he runs out of the cave and he sees Buffy like coming to rescue him. So like they like meet each other. And they're like, smiling at each other. And then he kind of like tips forward and wakes himself up. It was a dream.
Sad.
It was a dream. And his face, he just like closes his eyes. He's like, oh, he thought it was real. Like, poor thing.
That really sucks.
And the first kind of taunts him as Buffy. She's like, oh, you were dreaming about me again. Like, she's not coming for you.
She doesn't believe in you.
She doesn't, I don't even believe in myself.
Oh.
And you think she's going to come and face this? Like, she's talking about the Uber vamps over there pacing. Like, she's going to face this thing to save you? Like, not going to happen. And then this whole time he's trying to ignore her, and he's like saying under his breath, she will come for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first kind of realizes like what he's saying. She's like, no, I won't. I'm not going to come for you. So in an alley, Giles, I put Xander for some reason. Giles and Anya talk to her demon ex. Well, like a one night stand.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know if that's an. I mean, he considers it an ex apparently. But
he's hurt. He's hurting still. He's
hurt over one night.
Yeah. So because Giles did say that they need a demon to open like the portal, and Anya's not a demon anymore. So I don't know why they could have just gone to Clem.
Oh, yeah, that's
Clem
true.
would be very like, sure. Like he would have been totally fine with it. He'd be like, no problem, girl. Oh, like, let's get together for Scrabble soon. That's how he would be. But they tried to go to this demon that Anya had a one night stand with.
And he says now Anya's ugly.
He said, ew, I don't like you now. Yeah. Like, you're disgusting now.
You're a human.
Yeah, he liked her with her entrails on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they just were invited to the same massacre, had a passionate night, and it meant a lot to him. Apparently. And she didn't mean anything to her, so he's like, get out of here. And then Giles says, okay, I'm going to threaten you now. Like, the Slayer, if you open this portal, the Slayer won't kill you and all your friends.
And shut down your
fine establishment. Your fine establishment.
Or burn your establishment to the ground.
Yeah. He says, okay. So he like throws some blood and opens the portal. And Giles and Anya enter. And they go into this like, basically how Anya described it, like a windy black vortex void. And then there's this like creepy eyeball. Well, it looks like a big eye with a bunch of little eyes on it.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like in a cage. Like it's caged in.
It reminds me of those weird fish with the headlamps. I don't know why, but it just does.
I can see that.
A little bit.
See that. Yeah. It looks like an eyeball that's been pulled out.
Yeah.
So it has like the the
The
nerve or
stuff.
whatever it
Yeah.
is behind it, and it's like just kind of like bobbling in this like little cage. It's pretty cool. And Anya says hi.
Yeah.
Anya says hi. So at Buffy's, the phone rings and it's the Coven. They're asking for Giles, but they realize it's Willow. And Willow's like, "I miss you guys. How's everything going?" And then but they're calling with news. And while Willow's getting that news, Buffy is untying Andrew. They're like, "We can't babysit you anymore. We have serious things going on. Like, if you run, we're gonna like. Don't think we won't kill you. Of course
Yeah.
she wouldn't, but she has to threaten him. Like, just behave. Okay, just behave. Like, you need to shower and everything too, because you're ripe." Um, so then Willow comes in and says another potential is coming.
Yeah.
And actually, they got here days ago, day before yesterday. We didn't know because their watcher got killed before they could tell us, and we wouldn't know now even if the Coven hadn't had a vision of the potential coming. And they're at the Sunspot Hotel. So Buffy and Xander are going to go check it out. There's a few hours of daylight before anything could happen there, even though the bringers can come whenever. But they're going to go and pick her up. And Willow's like, "Yeah, the more the better." And Dawn's like, "Well, is more scared potential slayers really help?"
Yeah.
Which is a good point.
Yeah.
Like, these girls,
Scared Slayer wannabes.
yeah, like, are they more help? Like, I don't know if they are.
Especially when they start like having all this negativity.
Mm-hmm. Wonder why. So in the basement, the girls are training.
I mean, what's her name? Looks good. Kennedy.
Kennedy's kind of like taking the lead here.
Seems like she knows what she's
We have
doing.
to train and everything.
Yeah.
And Eva's like, "What's even the point of all this?"
She's like, no one's even seen a vampire, have they?
Yeah, and any one of us, when Buffy dies, any one of us could be the Slayer. And then it's just gonna pick us off one by one. And then the next one's gonna be called, the next one's gonna be called, and then we're all just gonna be killed. We're all just waiting to die one by one. And they're all like, "Uh-oh," like, "Oh no."
Eve.
Yeah. You know what? I just thought of something. I wonder if they named her Eve on purpose, because there's like that of like,
Biblical context.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
how Eve apparently,
Exactly. Yeah.
like, I don't think that's actually how it went down if I were to believe that story.
Yeah. Yeah. Like she kind of, yeah. Yeah.
Blame the woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. But that's interesting. I never thought about that before. So at the motel, they're trying to get into the room. No answer. Xander looks through the blinds, says, "Break down the door." So they break down the door, and the girl is laying there dead already.
Dead on the floor.
Been dead for days. And they flip her over, and it's Eve.
Of course it is.
Oh my God, but Eve's at our house.
Yes. So I will admit that I did not see that coming. However, I did pick up on her, like, before this. I did pick up on Eve, like, being so negative and, like, planting all these little seeds of doubt. And I'm like, what is her deal?
Yeah.
This was her deal.
Yeah. So she is the first.
Yep.
The real Eve has been dead for days. So at the house, their girls are all sitting in a circle. Eve is telling the group that the Slayer can't protect them.
Yeah, she sucks.
And then upstairs we have like a really weird. I don't know why this scene.
It's like filler.
I feel like it was added for time.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was like added for time or something.
Andrew
I feel like
and
they could have
Dawn
done
talking
something.
about random like
I feel
movies
like
and
it
stuff.
could have done more with this time. But yeah, Andrew's talking about his doubts to Dawn about how Buffy can't fight the Uber vamp. She's not going to be able to save Spike. But he's like, "I want to help. Like, I could be more useful. I was an evil genius." And she's like, "Oh, really? Were you?" Yeah, and that's basically it. He's like, "I can be useful." I don't know.
And then she's like, "I have permission to kill you if you don't stop talking," which I thought was funny. License to kill. Cool. It's pretty cool.
So then Buffy barges in, looking for the girls, looking for Eve, can't find them. She goes downstairs and she confronts Eve, tells Eve to get away from them. And they're all like, "What's happening? What's happening?" But Eve's like, "Okay, I've been found out. Eventually you're going to find that girl." And she tells the girls it was fun having a sleepover the last couple of nights, and I learned so much. And Buffy's like, "Get out of here." But before Eve leaves, the first, she says that the Uber vamp is going to come tonight. "I'm going to send you a visitor tonight after the sun goes down. So have fun." And then she disappears. All the girls are like, "Shit."
Yeah, scary.
Yeah. So in the portal, Balak, how do you say it again?
Baljox's eye?
Yeah, Baljax's eye tells
Yeah,
them
Baljox's
that
eye.
you can't kill the first evil.
It can't
It,
be fought. It
it's
can't be killed.
it's always been there and it always will be there. So you can't kill it. And she said, "Are you?" So Giles says, "Okay, so are you saying that the first will succeed in killing the Slayer line?" He said, "No, I just see what is the now and before, not what the future is."
Yep.
And I like how Anya says, "Yeah, we all have that. It's called memory." Like, what is helpful? Like, help is that the Slayer line, like the balance between good and evil, and like the balance of the Slayer line versus the first evil became
Like it
unbalanced.
shifted, yeah.
It shifted, and this gave the first the opportunity to do this because Giles was like, "Well, why now?
Yeah.
It's always
Why?
been there. It always
Yeah.
will. Why now?"
So it didn't disrupt anything. It seized on a moment.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll find more about that in a minute. All right, so at Buffy's, the group, the girls are all talking. Everyone's like in the dining room, and they're all like panicking and like freaking out because the first was hanging out with them for days, and they're all talking. Buffy's started trying to, they're all panicking because of that, and then also because they know the Uber vamp's coming at when the sun goes down. They don't know what to do. Like, what's the plan? Everyone's talking over each other. Everyone's worried, and Willow. They talk about Willow needs to put up a barrier.
Yep.
And like she's gonna try.
Yeah.
And then Willow, Xander, and Buffy like have kind of like look at each other, and they go into the kitchen. They're looking at each other. They're obviously like worried that
Well, the
what's
potentials are
happening.
freaking out. Yeah.
They're freaking out. So in the cave, we just see the first send off the Uber vamp. She's like, "Okay, time to go," and her and Spike are just gonna hang out.
And she says, go kill them all except the one, which I'm assuming is Buffy.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at Buffy's, the night is fallen, and the bringers are surrounding the house. They can see them outside. There's the backyard, they're in the front yard, and it's like, why aren't they doing anything? And Buffy says they're just there to make sure that we don't get out.
Yeah.
They're not trying to get in.
They're not going to get in yet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then Buffy starts handing out weapons to everybody. Like
Rhoda's like this will help.
Yeah, like this
Hey,
will help.
Rhoda.
I like when she's like
nothing.
she's like, "What's the point?" And Kennedy goes, "That end." Stick it in the bad guy. She gives Andrew holy water because she's like, "I need to defend myself," so she gives him holy water. Willow is like floating something in the hallway. She's just doing a little test.
Candle.
Yeah, before she does her actual spell. And Kennedy said, "Oh, I heard you like, went all bad with your magic."
Big scary Willow.
Yeah, and I think I'd like to see that. And Willow's like, "No." Or she's like, "I almost would like to see that." And she's like, "No, you wouldn't want to see that." He said, "Well, I said almost," because Willow's like, "Don't say that," basically.
Yeah.
So then they see that the Uber vamp is outside, and they all gather in the living room waiting, and they start trying to break the door down. And we see the like tether from the door, which is like, why even have it in that shot? I mean, obviously it was the wide, so they did the whole thing in the wide where the door did break and get pulled in the wide, I guess, but that bothered me. So yeah, the vamp arrives, blows the door in, and at the very last second, Willow manages to put up the barrier and keep them out.
It looks hard.
Yeah, she's struggling. Her eyes are black. Yeah. She just can't hold it.
Yeah.
And everyone's starting to panic because she's basically saying, "This is like it's too strong. I can't hold it." So Buffy says, "Okay, run out the back." So they all run out the back. The bringers are out there, obviously, and so they fight the bringers and they keep running.
Yeah, well, Xander almost gets axed. Buffy saved him in the nick of time.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
So back in the alley, Giles and Anya come out of the portal, and they're said that basically they learned that Buffy's resurrection messed things up.
Yep.
It allowed the first to like pounce on the Slayer line
because she lives again, basically.
It's like, great. So I did it, Xander did it, Willow and Tara. Like, we did it. Like, we're the reason this is all happening. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Not Buffy's fault.
And then she said it would have been better had Buffy stayed dead. Yeah. Which, like, is that true though? We don't really know.
We don't know. But this stuff wouldn't be happening. Who knows what else would have been happening?
Yep, exactly.
So on the street, the group has all run, and they're going to split up. So Buffy tells Xander to take all the potential somewhere safe, and she's going to try to like draw the Uber vamp away. So they run off, and Buffy fights the Uber vamp a little bit. She
pours that holy water on it, and he sizzles. That was cool.
She gets the holy water on him, and she tries to like draw it away, but it doesn't take the bait.
You know, it does feel like a second, and then it's like,
It's like, hey, you tried to trick me, and then she turns around, it's gone. She's like, oh
yeah,
god, okay, I didn't draw it away from the girls.
oops.
Or does she think that? Yeah. So at the construction site, Xander leads them down like a ladder to like
Like
down and like
scaffolding?
yeah, down to this pit where they can't run out, which seems like a really good idea. Um, and they're like spreading out. They're trying to like figure out what they're gonna do, and then all of a sudden the Uber vamp shows up, and then thankfully Buffy arrives, and they have everyone climb up the scaffolding a little bit, so they're kind of like looking down
Yeah.
on this whole scene. And I love this is where Buffy kind of talks to the Uber vamp saying like, "Oh, look, they're just all waiting here to be picked off. Like they can't no escape." Um, but she says, "I'm the thing monsters have nightmares about."
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
And she said like, "You and me are going to show them why." Or yeah, something like that. So they start fighting. And pretty soon Dawn turns to Willow and says, "You guys planned this."
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a quick little flashback to the kitchen when everybody was, or dining room and kitchen, when everybody was panicking. And Buffy starts talking to Willow and through her mind, through her mind, saying like we're losing them, like they're losing faith, they're losing like that we could win, or that they're going to survive, and I need to slay this Uber vamp, but I need the girls to see it. And they get Xander, they go to the kitchen. So when we see them like talking in the kitchen, they're talking standing there in the kitchen, they're talking in their mind. And she's like, Willow says, yeah, but here is not a good place for that. And Xander says, I know just where. So obviously they've all planned this out. So back at the site, Buffy's not doing great. She's getting pushed into cinder blocks. She's getting
She's getting her butt kicked.
Getting her butt handed to her.
I mean,
she's just tossing her around like a rag doll.
He's so strong.
Yeah, he's choking her. And she did get an arrow in him from a crossbow, but it didn't really do much.
It didn't do anything. No, and it should have, the positioning, it should have dusted him, basically. Well, but as we know, she's not able to dust him.
Yeah. So he's choking her, and everyone's panicking. And so she grabs the arrow, she breaks it off, and then she pokes him in the eye, stabs his eye out. And he's like, ah! So, yeah. So she's able to get away from him. But he does throw her up through like some scaffolding, comes up there. So they're just like obviously fighting all over this cool kind of spot fight. And then she grabs some wire.
Yeah.
And she manages to get him, and knocks around his neck, and does like decapitate him. And he does dust from decapitation. So then Buffy comes up to the girls and says, there's more of this coming. It'll be hard and painful. But you have to believe like that we'll be the last standing. And yes, she says, here endeth the lesson. So we hear that again. This is like the third time Buffy said that. Mm-hmm. And then the first is watching as Eve and does not look happy. This is not the plan. This is not how she wanted this to go. And then in the cave, Buffy approaches Spike, and he's like, "You're not real. You're not real. You're a fit of my imagination."
I will say that I thought this was also not real.
Yeah.
I thought it was fake Buffy.
Yeah. You can't hurt me. You can't touch me. And she cuts him down, and then he like kind of is so weak and everything that he like falls forward and puts his hand on her shoulder, and so she's real because he can touch her. And then they just have this like moment where they look at each other, smile, and he's like so happy, like I knew she would come for me, and then she like helps him out of the cave.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode. So Spike has been rescued. All right, so my favorite quote was, "I'm the thing that monsters have nightmares about."
Oh, that's a good quote.
Yeah. I think on my Buffy, like I have Buffy greeting cards, and I think one of them like has different quotes on them, and I think one of them says that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. And then I think my favorite scene was when Buffy defeats the Uber vamp / like that little speech to the girls about, it's going to be bad, but you have to believe that we can actually win. Yeah. Like the faith that you can win is like half the battle.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that was my favorite scene.
That's good. Okay, my favorite line is, and to be fair, I don't know, I didn't write down who said it, and I don't remember what it was in reference to.
Okay, tell me.
Oh, wait, I do. Okay, it's when Kennedy and Willow were talking. So Kennedy saw her floating in the candle, and she's like, I would have almost liked to have seen Big Scary Willow. Mm-hmm. And then Willow's like, I tasted it? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, Kennedy's like, how's evil taste? And Willow's like, a little chalky.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, did mention that part of the conversation where Yeah, Willow says that she was worried because the first got into her last time she did that
Right.
locator
Yes,
spell.
that's what it was. Okay.
And I tasted like undiluted evil. And then she says like what does evil taste like?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
And then my favorite scene is the same as yours. Yeah, I really like that ending where Buffy finally kills the Uber Vamp. Also, like one thing I really liked about that scene is like you said how the first was there and she looked angry. She also looked surprised.
Yeah.
I was just like, yeah, she's had the expressions. I was like, oh yeah,
And she's
take that,
underestimated. She's
take that
underestimated
first. Yeah, she
the
did.
Slayers.
And
Yeah.
like, I mean, it'd be cool if this were it, but I mean, we have 10 more episodes, so I don't know what she's gonna pull out of her hat next because this was like almost impossible to kill.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I feel like they've exhausted all their resources at this point. Even the Bell Eye is like, yep, you can't do anything.
Yeah, it's like
Oof.
yeah, it's something that's always just like good can always exist, evil is always going to exist.
Yeah.
So you can't kill the
No.
evil
They just
as
need
a
to put it
concept.
back the way it was. They need it dormant. Not dormant, whatever. They need it like not all,
Balanced,
yeah,
yeah,
they
I
need it
guess.
not all angry and like,
Hmm. Out of its place. Put it back in its place.
yes.
Okay, so my stake rating, I gave it a 4.6.
Okay.
Um, this is a big thing because like these like potentials have been panicking and rightfully so,
Yeah.
freaking out, and like
Yep.
they are having all kind of identity crisis and all kinds of stuff happening with these young preteen girls. And this actually like gives the girls hope. This is the first time where they think they like, okay, maybe we can do this. Maybe I'm not like dead woman walking.
Yep.
Um, it was very cool that the Eve thing with like the first like living among them and like kind of being a spy as one of the girls. That was great. I loved that. I loved Eve like being dead in the hotel, but
Yeah.
actually being there. Her defeating the Uber Vamp, obviously that gives the girls hope and everything, but that was like a formidable foe that we've seen in a long time. Like kicked Buffy's butt.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember the last time. It's been a while since we had someone like quite that strong.
Yeah, and like I can't. It probably has happened at some point, but like I can't remember the last time like Buffy was like knocked unconscious during a fight.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I mean, the thing is, like, we've seen big bads before or whatever, like, but they like kind of hang out like in the behind the scenes a bit and like taunt her a bit. This dude just kept like, I mean, she kept having to fight it and she kept not being able to
It was
fight
like
it.
an
Like,
animal.
this was, yeah, exactly. Like, this
Yeah.
was like the, what was that? Frankenstein guy. Adam.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam.
Kinda reminded me of that. Yeah.
Hmm.
Only worse, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, very formidable foe that Buffy was able to defeat. Yeah,
Yeah.
on episode 11.
Yeah.
And then saving Spike. Obviously,
Yeah.
Spike has a big role in the first plan, um, a lot of which we've seen. When we will see more, we don't know. But he is at least out of the clutches of the first now. So that was important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I'll go with whatever you say, but I'll also just, oh, my spike rating was 4.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it
Pretty
was
much
good.
samesies.
It was pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Yeah. I like, so I mean, yeah, I feel like you kind of went over everything. My questions for what's coming up next is like, so what's going to be the next thing? Because Uber Vamp is gone.
Mhm.
I'm curious about like, so Spike is free now, but like, you know how he was like a sleeper whatever guy?
Yeah.
Is he still a sleeper guy? Like, we don't really know, do we? So
No.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, we don't really know about that. We don't know why the first is,
They were in the midst of trying to figure that out when he was kidnapped.
yeah, exactly.
When
So
he was vamp napped.
he still might he still might be a sleeper.
Yeah.
Sleeper soldier? What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sleeper soldier. Yeah. Sleeper agent, sleeper soldier,
Sleeper agent
whatever.
is that what I was going for, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to go on with that.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, and then Kennedy and Willow.
You're here for that?
I'm here for that.
You're here for that? Okay.
Kennedy's cute. I like her. Yeah, I mean, she's can be a little ignorant of things, but I don't think she's not trying to be. She's trying to be interested and curious and flirty, and it just kind of comes off a little wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't have the context really
exactly.
of what Willow's been through.
Yep.
What Willow's lost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's like, ooh, this girl's single and maybe she's gay.
She's shiny.
But like she literally like had her girlfriend shot in front of her like
Yep. She doesn't know
not that long ago, and
she doesn't know like the magic stuff, like how it almost
Yeah, I
like
mean, she's like,
destroyed
she's
her.
heard people talk about this or that, but she
Yeah.
doesn't really have the context for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So interesting. May have a Willow has got an admirer. So we'll see how that goes.
It's cute.
Yeah, anything else?
Yeah, hopefully the potentials stop being so negative Nellies.
Yeah,
God.
teenage girls,
I mean,
beacons of
you
positivity.
have you have to be. What else have you got?
Yeah. Okay, so our next episode, potential.
Okay.
What does Buffy find cozy?
T.
Tea?
Okay, hold on. No, wait. Oh God. Like
Is it
blankets,
cozy or
tea.
is it cozy or comfy? I can't
I
remember the
mean, it's
word.
fine, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Blankets,
you get the idea.
tea. It's gonna be something like not like that, or else you wouldn't ask the question. But I don't know. But do we get any hints? No.
It's a place.
Oh, it's a place. Um, I have no idea. Yikes. Her training room?
Okay.
I don't
All
know.
right.
Okay.
Alrighty. Her comfy training room. Get some candles in there, a beanbag. She's good. All right, so that wraps up season 7, episode 11, Showtime. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps and YouTube and Instagram at One Girl and All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week with season 7, episode 12, Potential. See you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.